Hello everyone, welcome to this session. I am Sanyukta Saxena, and again today we will be drawing a tile using the Tangle Foundabout. Right, so we have been drawing these tiles, exploring the tangles found about a little more, trying different things. Right, so let us today again try something new with the Tangle Foundabout. But do first draw the tangle as is suggested by Zentangle headquarters before you try and explore and create tangulations. Yeah, so it's always a good idea to first master the tangle as is before you go ahead and create variations. So I have added a border to my Zendala tile, and now I'm going to add probably one more curve like this, right? Freehand from one side to another. So this is like a crescent moon formed here, and I'm going to draw my foundabout on this line. Yeah, so I'm going to take the reference of this line and draw the stems on this line somewhat. Yeah, taking a reference. This is the way we start with the tangle. Till now we have not really experimented with this aspect of the tangle where we draw the stems in a certain fashion. Yeah, but maybe we will try that also. But this arrangement is basically, this is what gives the tangle its main character, right? So if we change this arrangement, then I'm not sure whether it will even look like foundabout or a tangulation. Maybe it will look like something else, right? So we have done that. Now what I'm going to do is add a nice fescue like this, right? And then add auras. Something like sprinkle, the tangle sprinkle on one side, and then the back side will be the same. Again I'm going to start like this, add a nice fescue, and then just go back and add some auras like this. Yeah, again start from here, add a nice fescue, and then just add some auras, create a cap, draw the tangle sprinkle, whichever way you want to relate it to, right? So nice curvy fescue and then some auras like this again. So as I mentioned in the previous session also, once you have drawn the stems in this fashion, then you can arrange any tangle on it, right? So last session we did doodles, and this is more or less sprinkle. I'm drawing it in that fashion, just that one aura is missing here. You can do that also. You can add an aura and then add the further auras. Yeah, you can very well do that also. So take your time and slowly add these lovely sprinkles. On all the stems. Yeah. So I have done that exercise. I have added the tangle on both sides. Right. Now it is up to you. You can either come back straight or you can give a nice curly look to the back side. Whichever way you find it okay to do. So I am kind of giving a curly look to the back, something like this. Yeah, maybe we ink it. I don't know myself right now what I'm going to do with that section, right? So again, you can always add a fescue there. Something like that. Yeah. So we are done with that. Now let us extend our tangling. So I'm going to add one more aura like this. Yeah. And then probably one more. Like this. Yeah. So up to you, what do you want to draw in this section? So let us go with a probably Mir, or we can also go with Vega. There's so many tangles, right? So let us maybe divide it into two because it is quite thick. Yeah. So I'm going to add Vega in the inside. So the tangle Vega is crisscross. We'll draw X using double lines and then ink the in between sections. Yeah, so I'm first drawing the first layer of lines like this, and then you just have to add the second layer, make an X, lines with auras, double lines. Yeah, so take your time, do that exercise. Don't cross lines, you have to draw behind here. No cutting, no crossing lines. We always draw behind. And the last one here, like this. Now we are going to add an aura to each of the section and ink it like this. Yeah. Again, a drama tangle which has some bold ink portions. Take your time and do that exercise slowly, patiently. Don't haste up when it comes to inking. Again, the other side, same exercise. I'm adding a slight curve as I ink the section, the triangular section. Yeah, like this. And then finally the inside section, again adding a slight curve. Again add an aura and then ink. You can always leave a slight highlight, or you can do that with your chalk, whichever way you like it. So as I ink, I am leaving a small highlight there. Yeah, so I'm going to do that throughout. Take your time and slowly do that exercise. Tangle Vega. So done with my Vega. So we have one more section left there, right? So I'm going to add Mir there. So this is another Zentangle original. I'm drawing a curvy line in between like this, and I'm going to add an aura to that line, right? Like this. You can also add an aura on the outside like this. and then it is just lines, right? So in between on this double line, curvy line, I'm just going to add some Knight's Bridge. You can also add orbs, whatever you feel like at that point of time, go with that. Right? Take your time. Small little spaces need more attention. Yeah, done with that. In the outer aura, you can always add small little orbs before we finally go ahead and draw the lines. So I'm just inserting small tiny orbs there. Yeah. So I'm done with that. Now comes the last section, which is drawing these lines, slanting lines. You can always break them to add highlights, or you can draw just normal lines, whichever way you feel comfortable. Yeah. So I'm just adding some slanting lines, tangle pattern mirror. You can draw it anywhere in any kind of a shape. It's not that you have to draw it in a band like this. Yeah, so space is not a constraint as far as the tangle mirror goes. Even if I have a leaf shape, I can always draw mirror inside it. Just divide it into two and then draw lines on both sides. Yeah. So the other side, you can either go with the same lines or you can add something else, up to you, right? So I'm going with lines only, like these. At places you can break the line to give the effect of a highlight and just complete the tangle. Yeah. So done with that. Now comes the last part, the in between section. It is entirely up to you. If you want to add some tangle, you can. If you don't want, you can leave it empty. Empty spaces also at times look nice on your tile. Yeah. So I'm just going to add a very simple tangle called floors. So I've just drawn a square grid there and just going to add some diamonds at each of the intersections. That's it, right? So very simple tangle to draw, actually inspired from the floor tiles of Maria's kitchen. Yeah. So looks like the floor, one of the few tangles which has been named after the inspiration. Generally tangle names and they look bear no relation. Tangles are named randomly. Just in case you are new to my channel, you might want to have a look at my Udemy courses. There are 4 of my courses on Udemy, starting from basic to intermediate to a little more advanced courses like tangling on colored surfaces, toned paper. Yeah. So do have a glimpse, do catch a glimpse. And if you like it, you can go for it. Yeah. I think that's about it. I'm not going to add anything else here. Keep it simple. Yeah. And this space is left, again up to you. You can either leave it the way it is or you can add something very simple, something like tipple. Yeah, maybe. So I'm just going to insert some orbs, different size of orbs, starting from big probably to reducing in size, something like this. Yeah. So take your time and do that exercise. Start with some big orbs, and as you go up, just reduce the size. something like this. So draw at your own pace. We have used a couple of tangles here, about 3-4 of them. Yeah, so I'm going to go on like this. So we are done with the tangling, right? Now let us start shading. So I'm going to start with my Vega. So as far as Vega is concerned, you add graphite at the intersections. Not too much, not too less. Spaces are small, so you need to be careful. Just touches, not too much. Mir, you can always darken one side. Looks nice. Yeah. As far as your Foundabout, a new version of Foundabout, you can always add on these caps, on these auras. Right, so don't blend too much. As far as this back portion is concerned, probably I will just ink it so that it shows more prominently. You can always keep it like that also, so that's entirely your call. How do you want to do? I feel like inking it here. Yeah, the back side. Almost done with my inking here. Yeah. So let us blend a little first, or probably we will first add to our floors also. So I'm just adding like a shadow under my floors, right? And then again add the diamonds, but with a very light hand, not pressing my pencil much. Yeah, that's another way to shade your floors. Yeah, now let us get on to shading the rest. So I'll first blend the ends. Then the other end, the edges. And then a little slight touch on the intersections, not much. Coming on to our sprinkle. Make sure you don't add too much. Yeah, and then moving on to our mirror. Almost darkening the entire other side. Spreading the graphite so as to darken the entire section there. Right? A nice way to embellish your mirror is to add some black pearls. Always a good idea. Looks nice. Right? So take your time. Do small little embellishments wherever you can. And then finally coming to our tipple. So I'm not going into adding graphite to each. Just going to add some at the ends. And blend it. Little darker at the edges. Little lighter as you take it up. Yeah. Last but not the least, our white chalk. So if you have your white chalk pencil handy, already we have a highlight there. We did add it. So I'm just going to redo it. Add a kind of luster there. Highlight the other part of my mirror with the chalk. So that the darker portion recedes, goes down, and the lighter portion looks like it's up. Yeah. And then no need to do anything to your floors. Of course, you can add some chalk on the upper part of your tipple like this. If you want, you can add some chalk here. Like that. And small little embellishments are always welcome. Yeah, so use your jelly roll if you have it handy and just use it on. This is thick. So use your O8 instead, and just if you want, you can just add some nice embellishment there. Again, it's optional. You may not do it. Yeah, that's about it. I think we don't need to do anything else. If you want to redo some lines, you can always go ahead and do that. Add a little weight here and your fescues will pop up. Right, so a little weight there, not much. So these are again enhancements. So if you want, you can go ahead with it. If you don't want, you can just do away with it. Right. So that's about it. I'm going to close my tile now. So put in your chop, right, and sign and date your tile. and I shall see you again with a new tangle, one of the many tangles, about 3 or 4 of new tangles that has been released by Zentangle headquarters. We will again try something new, try and explore another new tangle issued by Zentangle headquarters. And hope you're enjoying the series. Do keep posting your feedback. They are really valuable. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to the channel if you like the videos. Yeah. Bye-bye.